OK, well, moving on, we've got the Mail again, and HR bureaucracy is one of the horrors of the modern world. And one man in America doesn't get a respite when he gets home, Cressida.
Girlfriend 30 places her boyfriend on a performance improvement plan to improve their relationship and compares the controversial tactic to HR in a workplace. Sounds awful, but this is quite sweet. I think this is a successful relationship.
Absolutely.
So they weren't getting on. They moved in together after 3 months, which is
Red flag.
a bit risky, isn't it? They moved in, they weren't getting on.
On a boat, right?
No, not on a boat. Can you imagine? They weren't getting on, and then she says, I know it's kind of harsh to some, but he's an engineer, and sometimes it's really hard to communicate with him.
So he's autistic?
Well, he's an engineer. He's more interested in things than people.
That's a euphemism, isn't it? Engineer.
But she didn't want to bid him, so they tried this thing called a Kanban board, which is something that apparently used in the workplace. It's a board where she writes down all her complaints, and because she's got a system, he looks at the complaints or the tasks and he does them, and now it's harmonious.
Yeah.
So,
It's great.
Are you going to introduce this into your marriage, Josh?
This is a great... Well, it's all it is basically...
I'd be amazed if you don't have your wife on a performance improvement plan, Josh.
It's the other way around. She's the one in charge, apart from the high heels issue. But it's a to-do list, and essentially it's good communication. That's the secret of any relationship.
Right.
Sounds like they also catch up with each other once a week
They
just to assess
do.
and make sure everything's moving in the right direction. This is great, but they're calling it a Kanban board or whatever. There is actually a practical concern here, because the idea is that men aren't that great at keeping that stuff sometimes in our head. I'm generalising here.
Yes.
And the idea that you can just see, what have I got to do next? Oh, yeah, brilliant. I'll do that, and I'll sort that out, and I'll do whatever. Right. So as opposed to... And what's the idea that when you're splitting housework, the idea that women think about it more makes it more unfair towards them because they're the ones who have to think about
I don't
stuff.
know. Jung said that a man's highest value is perfection and a woman's highest value is wholeness. And I think that's relevant here.
Men do like women's wholeness.
Anyway,